I think that we need to take a little bit broader look, and we need to examine who will benefit from the destruction of the strategic alliance between the U.S. and Saudi Arabia that was established by King Abdulaziz and President Franklin Delano Roosevelt in 1945. This is something that persevered against all odds for 70 years, 70 plus years, and the one who benefits immensely from that is Iran. And when we are justly and absolutely justifiably are incensed about the horrible murder of Adnan Khashoggi, we need also to ask ourselves, what is the American geopolitical interest in the Middle East? And our interest is to prevent the Iranian hegemony, to protect our allies in the Persian Gulf, to stop the Iranian expansion. And this needs to be integrated into the calculus while we are so upset, and justifiably so, because of the horrendous murder.
Ariel, we have heard comments already from U.S. President Donald Trump really reiterating what you've said, that they need Saudi Arabia as a partner also because of the fight on terrorism. In fact, they've often talked about what a great partner they've been in that regard. So my question to you, though, is what happens if the president faces even greater pushback from Capitol Hill? Because it's not just the president we're talking about. There are plenty of angry, upset lawmakers sitting on Capitol Hill who want to take their own action.
Absolutely. And this is the paradox of the American foreign policy making, that Congress has not just the strength of the purse strings. Congress also has a real decision-making power, especially if it decides to do so. We also see it, for example, with a very strong array of sanctions against Russia that oftentimes contradict what Donald Trump wants to do. If our strategic adversary is China, to what extent it makes sense to alienate Russia as much as Congress is doing it. So these are the givens. The problem is that we're going to have a split government. We're going to have a Democrat-dominated House of Representatives that will do everything they can to embarrass Trump, to investigate Trump, and to throw the monkey wrenches into Trump's policy.
And Ariel, just a question from Riyadh. There are folks I'm speaking to here want to know what they can do to claw things back. They understand that they let this get completely out of control in terms of the narrative. Is there something, you're sitting in Washington, is there something that they could be doing to be more transparent that could help their cause at this point? Or is this pretty much throw the baby out with the bathwater at this point?
It is really a corner into which Saudis painted themselves. Nobody told them to execute this operation, and nobody told them to execute it so ineptly. Nobody told them to kill their opponents. In fact, there were opponents of Saudi Arabia that spent time in the West and criticized Saudi Arabia. And I read what Adnan Khashoggi was saying. He was not saying anything incendiary. He was saying we need more freedom, we need more free press. He was relatively, in terms of the Middle East, a relatively moderate guy. And to go after him was not just for Saudis to shoot themselves in the foot. They shot themselves in the head.
Hey everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.